What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Wigmund. It's from the Scholastics. This is a full release game. It was in early access for about a year. It's been around for a while, so we're going to dig into it, take a look at it, and give our honest thoughts. The opening sequence, pretty well done. Had voice acting to it. It lasted a little bit long for my taste, but it is what it is. Once we finally were able to get through that, we get greeted with ear bleeding loud sounds. We started out, we turned it down to like 60%, nothing changed. Turned it down to 30%, nothing changed. Finally, we ended up having to turn it down to 7% to even get it to change at all. And then was finally at a tolerable level to where myself and the people listening on stream were able to actually deal with it. That's something that I really think the developers should take a look at. Is that the game volume being too loud is a problem. You can always turn your headset up or the game sound up or whatever, but having to turn it down that much for it to be at a tolerable level is just not good. All right, but I digress. We'll get into a little bit more of the game itself instead of me complaining about the sound. When you first load in, you start out on this dock and it's telling you, you got to go check on your pigs and stuff like that. First thing I noticed, the world is absolutely beautiful. Vibrant colors, great graphics. That's just me wiggling the thing around, telling everybody, hey, look, it's normal WASD movement. Control the camera with the mouse. Now, it does have full controller support. That is one thing that I did notice. That the controller actually feels better than mouse and keyboard. Now, the first thing that I came across that I did not like whatsoever, aside from the volume being so loud, was the fact that you can turn your camera left and right, get a full 360 degrees, but you can't tilt it up and down. So what you see there is the only perspective that you can get. You can't see out further. You can't look down. You can scroll in and scroll out, but you can't tilt, which I think is something the developers should think about adding. You walk around your little house here for a little bit. You collect all the stuff that you can. Go in and collect all your stuff. Make sure you get your weapon. Make sure you get everything in there. It'll all be needed, trust me. And then you'll have to come out. Once you've gotten done with all that, you'll come out. You'll go across the field a little bit. You'll kill a couple of pigs. And then it'll tell you to go find the key. Well, then you come back into the house, look on top of that bookshelf that I'm standing next to in that, and get your key. Now, the next thing that I noticed about the game that I was not a fan of at all was the fact that the story to me is not cohesive at all. You go from killing some pigs to now you're going to go check out a basement to coming back to your house, finding out that your sheep have been slaughtered, go chase down some wolves, and it takes you into this cavern. And for some reason, you go from having to chase down wolves to having to kill a big spider that's not really explained why. So honestly, that just does not make sense to me. It doesn't draw you in. To me, an RPG should be something that you can get invested in the story. You can be drawn in by the story. And then you can overlook other things like clunky combat, whatever. Which the combat here is, for a lack of a better term, clunky. I'm not a fan of having to click until my fingers bleed to be able to actually kill something. Give us some sort of auto attack. Give us, something. Let us hold down the mouse button. Just a simple change like that could make a dramatic difference in the combat and make it a lot more enjoyable. Your skills, you do get skills, but as you can see, there's only 6 slots, which is nowhere near enough. We have 10 keys across the top of our keyboard. Let us use them all. You start getting a couple of weapon skills and stuff like that, and you want to keep your healing potions, any kind of profession stuff that you've got on your hotbar. Well, you can't do that because you've only got 6 slots. So you end up going into your inventory a ton. I mean, it's a good game as far as a good base foundation. However, in my opinion, there is still a lot of work to be done with this game. The combat system needs a complete and total overhaul. You, your camera needs some work. We need better visual representation of the world than just this angle. Again, let us tilt the camera. That would make a dramatic difference. Overall, would I consider the game to be fun? Yeah. I mean, I had fun playing it for, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and talking to my chat about it. Everybody seemed to say the same thing. It's a good starting point, but now the company needs to take that starting point and build on it and make a mediocre game into a great game. The graphics are phenomenal, but the gameplay itself is lacking. Now, this is just my personal opinion. It doesn't make it fact, but this is my thoughts on it. There's some really cool things about the game, like your weapons do get a glow effect when you get a buff on them. If you change armor, it actually changes the visual appearance of your character. So it does have a lot of good points. But unfortunately, some people, myself included, are going to look at the lack of a quest log without having to dig into whatever this is supposed to be. The fact that your completed quests stay in the log and, at least gray them out, something. Stuff like that is going to turn a lot of people off. And I hope for this developer that they get the feedback that they need to make this game a lot better than what it is. Right now, personally, I could not justify spending $15 on this game. I bought it when it was on sale, and I'm glad that I did. I will continue to keep an eye on the game, though, and see where it goes, see if they make any changes, make it better, and I will continue to try to make conversation with the developer and see if I can help them out. Give them feedback, whatever. Hopefully they'll listen and the game could become even greater than what it has. I mean, it's got great potential. And yes, I'm tripping all over myself. Yeah. It's been a while since I've done YouTube content, y'all, so just cut me some slack. I'm used to talking to people on stream and getting instant responses, things like that. But anyway, I think that's going to be enough for me for tonight. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, this helps you out a bit. Goodbye.